Okay, because I love all of you, well, some more than others, I came across this particular product at Black Hat and I wanted to share it with you. It's a new way of actually documenting your pen test engagement. It's free. They do have obviously paid editions or paid versions, so you get more features out of it, but it's called AttackForge and it's amazing. Here, let me show you. Okay, so this is AttackForge, and I don't have time, nor is this a course about this particular product. I just want to show you this one as an alternative for you to track everything that's going on with your pen test environment. You see here that you're starting off with a basic dashboard, which shows you everything that's going on with all your different projects, the different risks. For example, I've got 29 high risks here. I've got 19 medium risks. But what I want to show you here is how easy this is. If I'm going to come into my projects here, and you'll notice that I've got down here, yep, we've got the Wayne Enterprise project. And I'm going to go ahead and open that up. And you can see here, these are all the different issues that I had or that I discovered. For example, there are 3 easily exploitable issues here. Now, if I drill into it, you can see here I've got the ability to, the BIOS is not protected against setting modifications. The device allows read access to attach storage. And you can click on these and actually go in and see what we discovered. Now, you can also, let me back up here a bit. You can also, as you discover something new, we can come in and say, okay, you know what, this is something else that's going to be easily exploitable. I'll come over here to the menu and select to add a vulnerability. And this is where the power of this particular product comes into play, is that first of all, they have a base vulnerability class option here where they have a ton of different issues with documentation that gets put into your reports. So for example, if I come in here, I can search by keyword 2. I'm just going to do SQL injection. And then I can select the assets that are affected. In this case here, part of our project is the Wayne Enterprise domain. I can select the likelihood of the exploit. I can also put in as far as how urgent it is to remediate this. We're going to go ahead and say it's critical. And then we're going to put in the steps that we did to reproduce this vulnerability. So step 1, we turned computer on. Step 2, we moved the mouse. I'm just making this up here. We can also add some notes. We can also add tags to it. We save the evidence. It gets saved to the project. And then if you have any file attachments that help support your discovery, you can add that here also. If I come back, you'll now notice that I have 4 easy exploits. And again, if I drill into it, you can see there's my SQL injection. What's cool about it is that you can then go in and start assigning these. The Enterprise Edition actually supports team members. Phil is actually one of the creators. This is a gentleman I met at Black Hat. This is where I discovered this particular product. And they have a company that does pen testing. As they like to say, pen testing is broken because there's no way of standardizing your reports. Have you ever been to the doctor? And when you go to the doctor and he does a checkup, he goes in and documents everything about what he just discovered. But trust me, he doesn't go through and type everything out. It's pre-configured for him. So for example, if I come into my reports here and I select the Wayne Enterprise report, I can pull this out as a PDF. It saves the PDF to my system. Let's open that bad boy up. Look how professional this makes me look. You can obviously change your logos and stuff. Again, this is the Wayne Enterprise Intruder Resilience pen test that we did. It goes through and talks about different vulnerabilities, our summaries, our attack chains. All this was filled out as we just simply went through and typed in what we saw, what we discovered, and made our notes. So again, it's a great, great way of documenting your discoveries. If I scroll down here far enough, just scroll, there we go. So here is a vulnerability for the improper handling of Windows SMB server requests. All this information, the description, the attack scenario, the recommendations, what assets it affected, are all created by that report, which again is just totally amazing. You can go through and create different projects if you'd like. Very easy to create those. I just selected, I'd like to create a new project. This one's going to be for Wayne Enterprises cloud test. Maybe we're doing a pen test for their cloud. We put in the project code. So we can do, let's see, WEC01. We put in our start date, our end date, and then we specify the scope. Remember how we talked about this earlier in this series? That you have to have the scope. The scope is going to be, I don't know, cloud services via AWS. And you can add additional scopes here. You also put in the different test suites that we're going to be assigning to this particular project. So again, you can see that they've got pre-filled out options here, including things like web app penetration testing. If you want to make your own, you can come over here to the test suite builder and create your own. In this case here, if I select the web app, I got to put in a start date and end date. We hit create. Boom. So there's that particular project again for the cloud test. You can come over here and select your schedule and see which pen test engagements you've got at what point. Again, we can come into the projects themselves, and I do want to show you the attack chain because the attack chain is amazing what they've done. Oh, yes, by the way, we can share this information because we're on a team with different options as far as collaboration options are concerned, including Microsoft Teams. And you can see all the different ways that we can export out our reports. But here's an attack chain. What we're showing here visually is how we could fully compromise the domain all the way to the Wayne Enterprise infrastructure. We start off here with an internal attacker, specify what the action is, what the exploit is that could be used, the action, and of course the flag is captured at the very end of that. Here's how to gain access via production SQL database servers. If you want to add to the attack chain or add a new attack chain, you just come up here to menu, select add a new attack chain, and it walks you through. So you're going to put in the objective. You then add in the attacker. Is it internal or external? You're going to specify what that is. We'll do the drop down here. We'll do an internal intruder. And then we add a link, and that link will be, I don't know, a victim. After that, we can add in an action if we'd like. So again, creating and documenting all your engagements, extremely simple. Again, I haven't even scratched the surface with this particular product. I just want you to see it, to be aware of it, because, hey, I'm here to make your life easier. And so are these guys.